What's up, you guys? Chet-Guthrie, the Dream Poet here, coming to you all with another ghostly episode of my Haunt Season series. And today, you guys, we are out on the far end of Middle Tennessee. We are in Adams, Tennessee. To be more specific, we are here to talk about one of the most famous ghosts in Tennessee history. A paranormal case so famous that at one point it even got the attention of famed President Andrew Jackson. Yes, this is the story of the Bell Witch. This Tennessee state marker tells it all. To the north was the farm of John Bell, an early prominent settler from North Carolina. According to legend, his family was harried during the early 19th century by the famous Bell Witch. She kept the household in turmoil, assaulted Bell, and drove off Betsy Bell's suitor. Even Andrew Jackson, who came to investigate, retreated to Nashville after his coach wheels mysteriously stopped. Many visitors to the house saw the furniture crash about them and heard her shriek, sing, and curse. And the reason why we are here at the City Hall Museum of the City of Adams is because there is a display case that I want to show you all. There are a lot of artifacts from this time that further go along with the tale that happened with the Bell Witch. So it's time to anchor down, shall we? And what I want to show you all is in this display case here. This is a few mementos from the Bell, or from the Bell family. There's the headstone of John Bell, and these are just the various books that came out at the time, like this original from 1894 titled The Bell Witch, The Mysterious Spirit by Charles Bailey. And also in this case right here, this is Martha Bell, and John Bell was, anyway, you can read it in that letter right there. And this is also an original print of those horrible events that took place in the early 1800s with that family. And this is, this was the Bell Witch house. This was John Bell's house. It has since then been torn down, but that's it. And that is also that is the grave of William Bell, and that's also titled the Bell Witch Graveyard. And let me see, this is another one right here, and this is the crazy enough, this is when John Bell died that mysterious night. I believe that was his obituary. That was pretty cool. Those were a lot of first print books that tell the story of the Bell Witch and the various hauntings that took place. If y'all notice, those books go as early back as the 1850s. So quite honestly, by that time, this story had already been about 50 years old. But there is another artifact here, or I shouldn't say an artifact, but rather a building that is here on the premises. And that, my friends, my fans, my followers, is the last surviving cabin from the Bell farm. Yes, this cabin, it is the last one of its kind. It was constructed around 1810 and about 1835. And it was gifted to another Bell member sometime mid-1850s, long after the events that drove John Bell to an early grave and ran off Betsy Bell's suitor, I should say, had happened. This tells about what this log cabin was. They do think it was perhaps maybe slave quarters. But when the house, or I should say the Bell house, was dismantled, they do believe that that some of the wood was used to construct this cabin. So you gotta think this is the only surviving building from John Bell's farm. And now one of the interesting things about the Bell Witch is they believed it was a shapeshifter, whatever this entity was. Some would describe it would be like half dog or a black cat, but it had the face of a dog, somewhere around there, and it would watch people. It would scratch the families. It did conduct a lot of paranormal or poltergeist activity by throwing things around, and there's even another telltale sign that it was, well, I mean, it could have even possibly been a demon, because John Bell's health deteriorated very quickly in the time that they had moved here. Some say that the reason for this is that John Bell kind of, well, the proper word would be screwed somebody over, and or at least that's how the legend goes in today's world. And anyway, this woman that he, well, he more or less kind of lowballed on their property, she placed a curse, allegedly, and it followed John Bell to his grave, or at least that's so the legend goes. But on December 20th of 1820, John Bell mysteriously died. Again, another part of the lore goes that this entity, the Bell Witch, slipped something in his soup or what have you, and yeah, it was a toxin, and it killed John Bell relatively quickly. But there are two more places that I want to see. The first is the grave of John Bell. There is a very fascinating ghost story associated with that grave. And the other is the Bell Witch Cave, where in this story, this fight between good and evil, this entity they called the Bell Witch would reside in the Bell Witch Cave. So we're gonna get on the road, we're gonna get to it, and we're gonna visit John Bell's grave. Out here at the Bellwood Cemetery, many of the Bell families and their generations before are buried here. Usually most of them going to about, I want to say, the late 1800s, early 1900s. This is the family's burial plot. I do believe that John Bell Jr. is buried here. Well, that's the thing about the story with John Bell, is for many years his headstone in his grave was thought to have been missing, but it was later located. However, that grave is on private property. Unfortunately, we will not be able to go out there, but since we are here at the grave where most of the Bell family is buried, I will tell you all the story. You see, on the night of December 20th, 1820, they found John Bell dead. And of course, he and his family, they came here, they were settlers from the North Carolina area. By the way, that's where the graves are. If you know how to read, 267 rods north, 18 east. But as John Bell was being buried at his grave, this was witnessed by about 6 different people. The family and the reverend that were putting him in his tomb. They heard a very loud, shrill, violent, angry laugh, as if it was the witch herself watching John Bell at his own grave. Now that is why I believe, or many people believe, or how the legend goes, that it was a land deal gone wrong that, of course, caused the poltergeist to follow John Bell and his family to their graves. Or at least that's the story anyway. And that This one big obelisk to the glory of God. It is here at the Bell Witch Cave that you can get yourself a signed Bell Witch book. But unfortunately, no. The Bell Witch Cave is on private property. Anyway, it says alcohol and profanity and pets. Now, I mean, I can totally understand that. Video cameras, I don't know. I'm not sure why people are funny against that kind of stuff. But beyond these gates, you guys, is the Bell Witch Cave. And what I'm also reading, well, that house got torn down. But here in the legend, the Bell Witch Cave hid out in, well, this spot. So anyway, guys, this is going to be another vlog. Remember, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Always means a lot, goes to show that y'all care and that y'all want to see more awesome videos. So without further ado, you guys, vlog over.